The system of the Antichrist, the Dajjal, is causing immense chaos around the world. Humanity is being tested to the limit. People are questioning the endgame and whether things will go back to normal. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but things will not go back to normal, and this is only just the beginning. There's something coming that will give a crushing blow to humanity. This time, a malicious product created in secret laboratories will be released into the world, which will not strike the lungs, heart or the brain of the infected, but will hit information and the banking system.
And that makes me worried. As Prime Minister of Israel, I view this as one of the top threats of national security, and I think that the cyber attacks across the world are one of the top global threats of the world itself. We gotta get it into action.
I'm sensing a cyber pandemic in the horizon, a cyber pandemic to immobilize civilization, and it will happen because the owners of the multinational corporations want it to happen in the near future.
At the beginning it was a complete panic. People were screaming.
Mayhem is the best way of describing it.
We will suffer a catastrophic cyber attack. The clock is ticking.
This cyber threat is one of the most serious economic and national security challenges we face.
On December the 9th, cybersecurity exercises were held in Israel under the auspices of the World Economic Forum, which the organizers called Collective Force. The international event was attended by representatives of the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, the Bank for International Settlements. The training was attended by representatives of authorities from Australia, the United Arab Emirates, Great Britain, Germany, Israel, Italy, the Netherlands and the United States, as well as Thailand and Switzerland. At the session, joint actions of the banking system was agreed and governments of countries united under the United States, the Great Satan, and plans were worked out.
We are warning about the cyber pandemic. How much worse did the COVID-19 pandemic make all of this as the digital economy moved online?
Let's look back at the past. In New York, on October the 18th, 2019, Johns Hopkins University, with the participation of Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and the World Economic Forum, conducted a drill of action in the condition of pandemic. The exercise was called Event 201. Take note, the representatives of the same countries met again on December the 9th to plan the future of humanity on the territory of Israel. At the December forum, people who had authority in the field of finance and economics on an international scale reported that a cyber attack would happen suddenly and a malicious program would spread like lightning across all countries, similar to the coronavirus, only 10 times faster. The internet will be completely paralyzed, electricity will be cut off, life support systems will stop working, heating, water supply, sewage, industrial enterprises will freeze, transport will stop, and in a matter of days, civilization will plunge into chaos. Then comes the new Dajjalic world order. This was stated by the head of the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab.
When we build back better, we'll do so with higher wages.
And to that end, we will build back better.
Since mid-2020, leaders of the Western world have been openly talking about the fact that the world will never be the same. At first, it was voiced by the United States President Joe Biden. Then British Prime Minister Boris Johnson made a speech that life would not return to its normal course. He proclaimed the slogan "Build Back Better." This marked the beginning of the Great Reset, which is supposed to establish a new world order on the planet, the one that the financial and political establishment and globalists have long dreamed of. Mr. Schwab, in fact, gave guarantees a cyber attack that will destroy our civilization will happen without a fail. It's only a matter of time. It's Schwab who is one of the apologists of the Great Reset and the Fourth Industrial Revolution, which the head of the World Economic Forum called for in summer 2021. people behind the Dajjal system don't hide that according to their plans, humanity should not only reduce resource consumption, but also reduce itself several times to save the planet. Bill Gates, whom many used to consider a philanthropist and patron 10 years ago at a conference in California, where ways to reduce carbon dioxide emissions and save the planet were discussed, said that there were too many people on the planet. The billionaire proposed to reduce the number of people living with the help of reforms in healthcare and reproductive health service, which will reduce the human population on the planet by 10 to 15%. And this is why a cyber pandemic is on the cards, because it can contribute to a significant extinction of the population of countries around the world. The people from the shadows are planning, and they are planning another large-scale sabotage against humans. They'd like to create controlled chaos in which there's no concepts of national identity, history, motherland, faith, family. Such a world will be easier to control. When the cyber pandemic starts, millions of devices will be taken offline in a matter of days. The only way to save devices would be to fully disconnect from the internet to avoid infection. The whole world could experience cyber lockdown until a digital vaccine was developed. The fact that cybersecurity exercises were held in Israel under the auspices of the World Economic Forum, it certainly does give us a heads up that the cyber pandemic is around the corner.
At the beginning, it was complete panic. People were screaming.
Mayhem is the best way of describing it.
We will suffer a catastrophic cyber attack. The clock is ticking.
This cyber threat is one of the most serious economic and national security challenges we face.
We have heard so much about hacking just in recent months. It just seems like it's a problem that almost seems out of control.
It's all too easy for hackers to get into point-of-sale systems, but we are at risk.
More than 80 million people are affected. 7 big banks were hit.
America's economic prosperity.
Folks, of every $100 invested in cyber defense across the world, $41 of those were invested in Israeli cyber defense firms. $41 out of every $100.